Welcome to the She Builds Show. I'm your host, Stefanie Olson, a licensed general contractor who builds new construction, renovates, and designs your vision. Today, more than ever, we need raw, authentic women who are willing to rise above society's norms, break those glass ceilings, and encourage each other to boldly build the life we were meant to live. So, honey, what are you building? Well, welcome to the She Builds Show. Today we have Morgan. She has created her own clothing line, and I just am so excited to have you here. So welcome to the show, Morgan.
Thanks for having me, Stefanie.
Of course. Okay, so can you tell me about what you do? Just kind of briefly introduce yourself so the audience can kind of get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, so I currently work full-time for a development firm in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. So basically my day-to-day is checking in on job sites, making sure the funding is all set up, talking with lenders, checking in on our contractors, kind of the overall construction process to make sure our projects are going smoothly. And then in my free time, in the mornings and at night, I'm running Dawson Workwear, which is a workwear company for women in construction. We just launched in July, so we're about 6 months in now. So it's been really fun.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So tell me, what led up to you? Do you have a construction management degree?
Yes. So I went to Kent State University in Ohio. I'm from Ohio originally. And my junior year, I interned for a general contractor, Hensel Phelps. And immediately I was like, what am I supposed to wear on the job site? Like, I'm a 22-year-old, I think I was 21 at the time, actually, going into the construction industry for the first time. I have no idea what to wear. So I ended up just getting Levi's jeans, and it worked out. I finished my internship, got a full-time job offer. And so I finished my senior year at Kent State and moved to Washington, D.C. to work for Hensel Phelps full-time. And the same question popped up. What do I wear? So I continued to wear these jeans. I tried a couple different workwear options, including little boys' pants, because I just couldn't find something that would fit me. Those still didn't fit. So I decided to start Dawson Workwear to help out other women that struggled with this like I did.
That's so amazing. So I want to know a little bit of the history of why did you choose construction management? Why did you go into that field? What led up to making that decision? Because I think, for other, women out there that are younger and trying to decide choosing a major and going to school. And was that you knew exactly what you wanted to do, or was it discovered?
No, it was actually the opposite. I went into college undecided. I had zero idea what I wanted to major and what I wanted to study. So I was doing some personality tests through a program at Kent State, and still nothing really clicked with me. And I actually had a friend that was in the construction management program who was also a female. We were really close. I met her right when I got to college. And so we started chatting about it. She was telling me a little bit about the program itself and introduced me to a professor. And once I sat down with him, I knew immediately, this is so awesome. It will work my brain. I won't be sitting at a desk every day. I get to problem solve in real life. So I was sold immediately, and I joined the program the next semester.
Oh, wow. So you didn't have any you don't have any family history in construction?
My dad is in construction, so he is a mason that specializes in historic masonry.
Wow.
So growing up, during the summers and on sick days, we would go to the job site with him. But if you asked me, going into my senior year of high school, if I was going to go into construction, I would be like, no way. But here I am, and I love it. I can't imagine doing anything else.
Because I think there's such a difference between working for a large company and then just, being the project manager for a smaller, firm, maybe something like mine. What do you get to do on a daily basis at your job that really does make it so that you enjoy it? Because I've never been exposed to a large firm, or, I'm small potatoes. So I'm just wondering what it feels like, or what your day-to-day job looks like. And, is it something sustainable that you think yes, there's not a day that I will get bored, or, I just want to know a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I've kind of worked for both. So now I work for a small firm, but back when I was working for the GC, I was on one job site every day. And my job was mostly like coordinating with our tradespeople. So our subcontractors, overseeing them. If they have an issue, I track it down to help them figure out what to do, how to move forward.
Is it mainly residential, or were you doing like what type of projects?
I was doing commercial. I was building a radiation lab for the government.
Wow.
It was a renovation project. So I really love renovations. That's what I'm doing right now with the development firm, Orchestra Partners. At Hensel Phelps, we had our own craft people. So we did a lot of our own self-performed concrete. So I would help draw it up for them. So they basically drawing it so they can go out and build it, simplifying drawings from the architect and the engineers. So that was my favorite part was, interacting with the tradespeople, learning their backgrounds, learning skills from them. I was always like, hey, put me in. I'm here to help out. So that was really awesome. And then you're never bored because something different every day pops up. You're running around. I kind of thrive on that chaotic energy. So I really enjoyed it. The reason I left Hensel Phelps was to have more time to do Dawson Workwear. I couldn't do both when you're working 12-hour days. So now when I'm in the field with Orchestra Partners, I'm kind of doing inspections, checking in on progress, reporting on progress to our investors and stuff like that.
And what type of buildings are you building now?
So right now we're
commercial?
Yes, kind of residential too. We do mixed use buildings. So right now I'm renovating an old office building into 180 residential units with commercial on the first floor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's super cool. And it's really fun to find, old books and stuff from the 1900s when the building was built, hidden in the walls and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so then now transition me. I completely understand your frustration of not having something to wear, but what made you decide to do something about it? Like, do you have parents that are just like, you can be anything, you can do anything? Are they entrepreneurs? Like, where did it come from? Because a lot of people may see that as a problem, or they see things in the world, but they do nothing about it. Why did you decide to do something about it? Or how did you even know where to start?
So I was visiting my sister in Birmingham, and my family was in this conversation with me of I have no idea what to wear. So we're sitting down one day and it just all came together. And I was like, I'm going to call it Dawson Workwear. Our slogan's going to be built for her. I'm just going to do it. And they're like, yeah, girl, go do it. But it was really just...
How old are you at this point? Like when you decided to have that idea? And
23.
Yeah.
So
okay. You look
a lot happened
a tiny baby.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 24 right now.
Yeah.
So still
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. But it was really just the passion and wanting to be an advocate for young women in construction like myself to feel more confident and comfortable entering the construction industry. It can be really intimidating. You're 21, 22, fresh out of college, walking onto a construction site. It can be really overwhelming. And if you don't have clothes that fit you properly, that's just another level of discomfort that you have to combat.
Right. Yeah. We don't want to look like dudes.
Yeah. Or little boys or little girls in your dad's clothing.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So then how did you walk me through the process of creating the design and actually having a prototype?
Yeah. So it was definitely not linear. There was a couple failures. So I drew it on a piece of paper and contacted my friend that was in the fashion program at Kent State. And I was like, hey, here's this design. Can you help me turn this into something real? So she did the tech pack for me and it was amazing. All this excitement along just kind of keeps me going, keeps me motivated. I was like, I'm going to take this to a seamstress in DC and have her make my sample. It was a disaster. It was horrible. Definitely not what I was looking for. I had just taken her a pair of the jeans that I wore every day. And my design was like, can you make this in this form?
From this, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, no problem. And no hate to her. I think the task was a little too heavy. So I decided to do a little bit more research into it. And I attended an online trade show because this is all in the midst of COVID as well. And I found this production management company and got connected with them. So I hired them and they took my design and turned it into the sample. And we perfected that. And then it went into development, which was super exciting. it's fun to kind of pick every aspect. You're picking your colors, your fabrics, your embellishments, stuff like that. So I've been involved the whole way. They kind of will bring me options and I get to make the final decision. And then we started production, I believe in December last year. So about a year ago, and launched in July with 2 colors in the classic work pant. And actually today, this is really good timing, we launched a 3rd color in the classic work pant and also a flame resistant pant.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's been really interesting to have women reach out to me with their stories and kind of their needs in the industry. And I'm just excited to tackle one at a time.
What were things that were like important to you when designing the pant? Like give me, like your top 3 things that you were like, it needs this, this, and this.
Yeah. So quality is a big thing to me. And then the fit is obviously the most important. Like I wanted it to be a high rise, mobility, a little bit more room in the waist. So you're moving, your pants are moving with you. There's no gapping in the back. And then I also wanted them to be made in the USA, just kind of to tag on to that quality aspect. I wanted to have a lot of control over the development and the production of it and, pay my workers a good wage, a livable wage. So that was super important to me.
So how did you go from, okay, so you got the prototype, you tried it on. How many times did you have to go back to fix things before you were like, okay, this one's ready to go?
Yeah, so we went through 2 samples. We got the first one so close that it really wasn't too hard to perfect it. And then as we're now live, I'm taking feedback and we'll just tweak our tech pack to incorporate any changes that we need. Yeah, the tech pack gets you pretty close for the first sample. It might just be like, hey, I want this pocket to be a little bit bigger. Hey, let's change this small minor detail, stuff like that.
And then now who's making the garment for you? And then like, how is it getting to the customer?
They're made in LA and then they're shipped to me here in Birmingham. And I kind of run my own little shipping department out of my guest bedroom in my apartment.
Okay, that's what I'm like. Are you doing it yourself right now? I'm sure. It's like,
yep. I have to be very strict with like time management. So in the mornings, I drop off packages at UPS. I come to my day job and then I go home and I'll pack orders and do the whole same thing the next day.
That's awesome. Tell me like the feedback you're getting from, just your customers out there. Are they like, yes, I just want to know like, what's been the feedback for you? And like, are you like, yeah, it's totally worth it. And I love it.
Yes. The feedback's been amazing. I've had multiple people come back and after they bought the first color, they come back to buy the second color, which is really reassuring. And then just like the feedback, like these look amazing. Like this is so exciting. People are like, why am I just now seeing this after sewing like my own pants to fit me? And so that keeps me going. The feedback has been really good and I'm excited to come out with some new things.
That's awesome. What do you think has been the most difficult part of this for you?
I think making sure like my vision and my mission is accomplished has been the most difficult part, just because, when you're getting all this feedback, it can be a little overwhelming. But at the end of the day, just like making sure my voice is heard and my vision is being shown through my products. Yeah.
I get lost in all the voices.
Exactly. That's exactly right. But I think I'm getting a little bit better at that as, time goes on and as my mission is defined.
That's awesome. How do you think you have changed since starting this? Like, you were a 22, 23-year-old, most of the time people are just working. I'm guessing you're not married. You don't have kids,
Not yet.
How have you changed?
Yeah, I think definitely my maturity and patience has definitely increased. I feel like I have more of my life goals and my purpose defined now at an early age. I think that is the most change I've noticed. Like a couple years ago, I had no idea what my passion was, what my purpose was. And I've kind of fallen into it now and it's super exciting to see.
That's awesome. I think it's incredible to have something that, is internal for you that's important and then be able to create something external to offer to the, to the universe and go, okay, this is really something I love to do. And I think a lot of people don't find that at your age. So that's awesome. Do you want this to be something where it could replace your job?
Yeah, I think, in 5 years or so, that's definitely something I would love to do. And, I would also like to incorporate being an advocate for young women in construction, talking to, middle school and high school aged girls that have interest in joining the construction industry and just helping them discover where they fit into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's such a beautiful mission. And I think that that's like exactly why I started Cheap Builds. It's that there needs to be people that are willing to kind of, be the lighthouse and say, hey, like, it's totally okay to come, bring your ship over here.
Yeah.
Park it. Yeah. That's awesome. What do you think is like your best advice for some, for maybe somebody a little bit younger than you or, thinking about joining this industry? What do you think your best advice is? Like, what have you learned? Because like you said, you're the younger girl walking on site. And what do you think your best advice to that person, maybe to yourself, even 3-4 years ago?
To find a mentor early on. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone in construction. Mine was she was like 4 years older than me, and just someone that you can go to at the end of the day, kind of debrief. She would give me advice on situations that I would run into. And that really helped me get through it and really helped me build up my confidence and my comfortability in the construction industry. And just to not be afraid. You're going to have to work a little bit harder to earn respect out in the field. But once you do, like, these guys will really take care of you and really respect you. And that makes it so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. With starting this business, what was the part that you didn't know how to do that has maybe been difficult? Because there's multiple aspects to a business. Creating a product is one of them.
100% of it, I did not know how to do.
Well, you had an idea and you did it, but then like, okay, you got financial stuff and how do I come up with the money and how do I find the people?
So for the financial aspect, just find someone that believes in you and believes in your product, and that will help you get started. And then luckily I'm at the point where my profits are going back into the company. So I'm not being paid at all right now. I'm just using this time period to invest in my product and come out with new products. And I also had to teach myself like marketing techniques. I had to figure out like my kind of market and how I could best advertise to them. So I've turned to social media. I think it will be the best aspect for me. And then the production was all new to me. Fashion design is all new to me. So it goes back to finding mentors in those areas that can help you through it.
Has there been any one specific person or one specific like software or things that like something that you've done that you're like, this really, really helped me figure this part out that I didn't know how to do?
Google is my savior.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, Google. And then my production managers are super experienced as well. So they've kind of helped me, tune in my pricing, where I need to be with that. And then just like kind of customer support is also a tricky one. So they've helped me with that as well. So they're my go-to if I ever have questions or anything like that.
Who are those people? Are they somebody that like, if somebody else had an idea, would you share that?
Yeah, it's called the Accessory Think Tank.
Oh, cool.
And they do a bunch of different products. I'm their first workwear product. So we've been learning together, which is nice. We can lean on each other for support, but they're awesome. I can text them at 9:00 at night with an idea and they're like, yep, let's start on this. So
that's awesome. How did you find them?
It was through an online trade show. I don't remember the name. I'll have to look it up. But during COVID, when I was researching all of this trade show came up and I found two that really aligned with my values. And I ended up going with the Accessory Think Tank, and it's worked out really well so far.
Oh, that's so cool. It's like, you don't even know there's like people and things out there that just like, here, we know how to get you through this. And this is what we need to do. Mm-hmm. What an awesome resource. That's so cool. Okay. So I just have, because it's Christmas, I have a Christmas question. What is your favorite holiday tradition that maybe you guys do?
Yes. So my favorite holiday tradition is my family always makes Christmas cookies. Like it'll be one day where we're all home from wherever we're living at that point, and we bake like all day, any type of Christmas cookie you can think of. And then we'll do like icing, decorations with sprinkles and stuff. Holiday music on, the Christmas tree in the background. It's very homey, and I love that.
Oh, that's so fun. We're doing that tomorrow with my kids. We're going to be, my mom has done it every single year since the kids were babies. And my daughter has two little friends that always join us. And we do, mom she has these like little cutouts of these shaped cookies, that like my grandma had, and she has them. And so she makes this certain type of cookie every year. And then we all, the kids decorate them. And
And my dad just sits there and eats them. He doesn't really help, but
yeah, that sounds like my husband.
Yep. Like, just save some from us at the end of the day.
Yeah, please. Oh, well, that is so awesome. And I am just so impressed with you. And I encourage you to keep going. And if you ever need additional support or anything, like the community of the women in construction is so strong. And I would love to purchase one of your pants and support you.
Thank you.
Try, I looked at them and they just look incredible. And thank you for just having the power and the strength within you to go ahead and move forward with that. So continue on and don't give up. The best advice I can give you in business is that there will always be problems, but do not give up. Somebody once said to me, you have to have, before you start a business, you need to come up with a reason why you would quit. And that reason, to me, it's like if I'm incapacitated in the hospital, that is the only reason that I would quit, right? So if the problem with the production or, somebody quits or whatever, those are just problems I have to solve. Am I in the hospital? No, I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. And so to me, it's just always go forward, solve the problems, keep going. There will always be more, but keep going.
Yeah, I really like that. And it's you're going to fail, whether it be big or small. So just, keep the motivation to keep going, solve those problems and improve yourself.
Yeah. And you can have a tiny little mini pity party, for a few minutes, and you can cry about it and then just move on.
Exactly.
A tiny little baby pity party.
Yep.
Okay. So where can people find you?
Yeah. So we're on Instagram and TikTok at Dawson Workwear, and you can shop our products at www.dawsonworkwearforher.com.
Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody, go buy some pants. Let's do this. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Merry Christmas. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Stefanie.
All right. Have an awesome day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for joining me today on the She Build Show. My name is Stefanie Olson. My hope is that this episode leaves you feeling empowered and ready to boldly take that step into building the life that you envision, 1 2x4 at a time. And if you can do me a quick favor, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes. I get giddy over reading the reviews each week, and I will choose one special person to win some She Build swag. Make sure you add your name to the review, and I'll reach out if you're the winner. Thanks again for hanging out. Be sure to visit me at theshebuildshow.com, where you can ask me questions and share with me what you're building.